Good morning, friends and family. Welcome to Mimi's Home and Garden. This is the very first edition of my weekly vlog. I will be sharing with you once a week all the things that I've got going on in my home. First thing up is the front porch. I've got it completely decorated now for fall, and I just wanted to give you a little peek at what I've done. I didn't go out and buy the bales of hay and the potted mums and a bunch of pumpkins. I just kind of used what I had already to save some money and time. And there is my plaque that I made several years ago. I have a video on that, how to make it. It's really easy, and I'll link that below. I picked up these mums from Hobby Lobby at 50% off. And then there's the basket I got when I went and visited the depot in Concord, North Carolina. I painted it black and decorated it for fall. I just threw out the pillows that I had from last year, and it's done. So I just wanted to share that with you. It just looks so cozy and nice, and I really enjoy my front porch. So let's go inside and see what I've been cooking up this week. We're going to make some white chicken chili with beans and corn. And I always love to pull out my slow cooker and my cookbook and come up with good, easy meals. So this one, I just laid some chicken breast in the bottom of my crock pot. I put a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of that crock pot, then layered the chicken breast, salt and peppered them really good. And then I'm just going to be adding some very simple ingredients from the pantry. I've got 3 cans of white beans that I'm pouring out just right on top of the chicken breast. And then I'm going to use 2 cans of yellow corn. Now you can also add a small can of chilies, because this is white chicken chili, but my husband and I really don't like that chili stuff, so we don't usually add that. But I'm going to add in a box of chicken broth to this, and this recipe is so easy because you just dump everything in and let it cook. And then I'm going to be adding 2 packs of the McCormick's white chicken chili mix, and then 1 pack of ranch dressing. We're going to add this to the crock pot, give it a stir, and then I've got it cooking on high for 3 hours. This is such a good recipe to make. It makes a good crock pot full. And then once that chicken has cooked after 3 hours, we take it out, we shred it up, and then we're going to add in a secret ingredient to make it really delicious and creamy. So I put this out first thing in the morning before I've done my hair or anything, and then I set it for 3 hours on high. Now after 3 hours, I take the chicken breast out and I just shred them with a fork, and then I've got 1 package of cream cheese that we're going to cut up into blocks, and we're going to pour all of that right back into the crock pot. Cream cheese is what's going to make this creamy and delicious. So after I've got it all cut up, I'm going to pour it right back in the crock pot and give it a really good stir. And I let this cook for 1 more hour on high. Then all of the cream cheese is melted, and you serve this with tortilla chips and some Mexican shredded cheese. It was so delicious, and the house smelled so good. Now on another day this week, I took some more chicken breasts from the freezer that I really needed to use up, and I made some freezer meals. I cooked the chicken in the crock pot, and I did several meals, chicken casseroles, some chicken parm casseroles, and it was just so much fun to get all this made up and repackaged and put in the freezers for quick, delicious meals. So what I have are 2 cheesy chicken casseroles, 2 chicken parm casseroles, and 2 bacon ranch chicken casseroles. Now let's move on to the crafting section and what I've made this week. I found these canning casserole mat idea on Pinterest, and I just loved it. And you know, I've got so much fabric, so I cut these out and I lined them with some quilt batting. machine quilted them on my sewing machine, and then I just made up these really nice mats for canning. Now you all know I'm really into canning, and when you take your jars out of the canner, you set them on a towel usually. Well, I really like this idea of making a decorative mat to set my canning jars on, or if you have a hot casserole dish from the oven and you want to set it out for a meal, you can just set it right on one of these mats. And so I made some fall, spring, and summer mats, and I thought, you know what, I made 8 of these, so I'd love to give 4 of these away. So at this time I'm going to have a big canning mat, casserole mat giveaway. So if you would like to enter this giveaway, you just subscribe, like, let me know in the comments if you would like to be entered into the drawing. I will pick out 4 winners, and then I'm going to notify them on my community tab. So make sure you hit that notification bell so that you will be notified if your name is drawn, and then I will mail these out to you to have before the holidays. And let's go see what's going on in the backyard. I had a fun thing to do with my chickens. We did a little pumpkin carving. Food Line had these pumpkins on sale for $4.99 each. And so I just cut out a couple of eyes, just barely breaking through the flesh of the pumpkin, and then a mouth. And then I'm going to take this out there in the hen house and just let them play with it, gnaw on it, and see what happens. When chickens get bored, they tend to pick at each other, so I always like to try to keep some kind of entertainment or something to eat in there for them. I do hang heads of cabbage, apples, but I thought this would be really fun, and right now the pumpkins are cheap and plentiful, and I also will take people's pumpkins at the end of the season and feed those to the chickens right on through December. But we're going to take this outside to the hen house and see what they think. And of course the queens of the hen house, Thelma and Louise, had to be in charge and try it out first. So they took their turns, and then eventually the other chickens chimed in, and by the next day that pumpkin was pretty much gone. So it's a really neat treat for the girls. And I do love to spoil my girls. They are a great provider of eggs, and they're just the nicest little pets. This has been a very productive week. I've got a lot canned. I made some delicious desserts, and just so glad I could share all that with you. And I look forward to this weekly vlog to let you know what's going on here at my house. So we got collards growing in the backyard and little pumpkins. Got a big goal to start my own Etsy store where I can sell my rope bowls and some of the other crafts that I like to make. So I'll be working on that over the next year, getting that Etsy store set up. But next week, look for videos on sweet potatoes. I bought a great big box full of sweet potatoes and just a lot of neat ideas for Christmas, so that will be coming next week. And I want to leave you with these words of encouragement from Isaiah 40:31. During these days, these are words that we certainly do need to hear and remember and hide in our heart. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. I hope you all have a very blessed week. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget about our drawing, and make sure to leave a comment below if you are interested in winning one of these mats. Y'all take care, and God bless.